Man needs the worst in himself to achieve the best. That was said by Friedrich Nietzsche. And that dark habit you hide, the one you don't tell anyone about, is not just a weakness. It's probably the only proof that your soul is still breathing. Nietzsche discovered something uncomfortable. So uncomfortable that modern psychology prefers to look the other way. Your spirit needs that darkness. Because we live in a clean, logical era, completely disconnected from the sacred. Everything works, everything is efficient, but nothing feels alive. And in that scenario, your worst vice is not a flaw. It's your soul's desperate attempt to touch something real, something that reminds it that it's still here. Today, you're going to understand why that monster you hide isn't the enemy. If you have the courage to face your shadow head on, to break the lies you tell yourself, and to understand what your spirit is really asking for. So stay. Because this isn't about improving habits. It's about something much deeper. We're not talking about productivity or discipline. We're talking about the most silent wound that humanity carries. The exact moment when everything broke. At the end of the 19th century, Friedrich Nietzsche said a phrase that still makes people uncomfortable today. God is dead and we have killed him. Most people interpret it wrong. They think it's a celebration of atheism, as if someone were celebrating the end of religion. But no, it wasn't a celebration, it was a warning, almost a lament. Nietzsche was pointing out something much darker. By eliminating the sacred, by replacing the mystery, myths and the divine with pure logic, cold science, and numbers. We didn't set ourselves free. We emptied ourselves. We killed the highest meaning of existence and left our spirit completely alone, orphaned. Suddenly, we are floating in a vast, silent, indifferent universe without direction, without clear purpose. And he called that void that devours everything nihilism. But there's something you can't ignore. The soul hates the void. Your spirit isn't designed to be a machine that works, consumes, grows old, and disappears without a sound. No. That might work in Excel, but not inside you. Your soul demands something more. It demands meaning. It demands transcendence. The ancient Greeks understood this better than we do. They spoke of something we've almost forgotten today, the Dionysian experience. Imagine this, the two forces living inside you in constant tension. On one hand, Apollo, the god of reason, order, and clarity. It's the part of you that organizes, plans, gets things done, pays bills, makes lists, and wants to do things right. I mean, the one who tries to keep life under control, but on the other side, there's Dionysus. And Dionysus doesn't negotiate. He's the god of chaos, of ecstasy, of madness, of losing control, of breaking boundaries, and dissolving the ego until it disappears into something greater. It's that part of you that wants to let go, that wants to feel, that wants to burn, even if it has to pay the price later. The Greeks were clear about it. You need both. Apollo keeps you standing. But it's Dionysus who makes life worth living. And because there's something that almost nobody admits, but everyone, your soul wants clarity. He's the god of ecstasy. He keeps life from fading away. That's what he is, ecstasy. And to stop carrying everything. And here's the problem. We've built a world obsessed with Apollo. Everything has to be safe, clean, measurable, efficient. Everything optimized, everything under control. And yes, it works. But it also suffocates because in that process, we have expelled Dionysus from our lives. Religions tell you to be docile. Society tells you to be productive. Self-help tells you to be perfect. And no one, absolutely no one, teaches you to burn, to feel, to lose yourself a little. But that energy doesn't disappear. It never does. It's like an underground river. You can block it, ignore it, pretend it doesn't exist, but it will keep flowing. And if you don't give it a healthy outlet through art, passion, or the sacred, it will find another way. Darker, faster, more destructive. Because when you deny your soul access to the divine, it will look for it wherever it can, even in what destroys it. And that's where your vice comes in. That habit that embarrasses you is nothing more than Dionysus locked in the basement of your life, banging on the door. When you get lost in consumption, when you need that substance, when you sink into screens for hours, when you seek that pleasure you know will cost you, it's not just a lack of discipline. It's something more tragic, deeper. You're trying to have a spiritual experience with cheap tools. You're searching for a spark of the sacred in distorted forms. Because it's the only thing they've left you. It's your way of silencing that emptiness that makes noise inside, the one that doesn't quiet down even when everything is going well. And now let's pause the philosophy for a second. Forget about the Greeks for a moment, and also about Friedrich Nietzsche. I want you to look inside yourself truly. Let's open up that part you've been avoiding for a while. I want you to go back to the last time you fell into that habit you know is destroying you. That night, it was probably 2, maybe 3 in the morning. You were alone. The world finally silent. No notifications, no noise, no excuses. And right there, what did you feel before giving in? If you're honest and lying to yourself doesn't work here, you know it wasn't hunger, nor was it a real physical need. It wasn't even pleasure. It was something else, an invisible pressure. A kind of knot in your chest that you can't explain, an anxiety that doesn't scream, but it weighs on you. The weight of existing, of being yourself, of carrying your story, your mistakes, your fears, and that uncertain future that never quite fit. That moment is brutal because it's there at that exact point of vulnerability where your vice appears. Not as an enemy, but as a savior. It becomes your refuge, your ritual. And you, in silence, prepare yourself as if you were about to do something sacred. Now think about what it promises you, because it always promises something. It whispers to you, do it, just today. No one is going to find out. For a while, all of it goes quiet. The pressure disappears. The voice in your head goes silent. There's no past. There's no future. Only this moment, and nothing else. Sounds tempting, doesn't it? Too tempting. But take a good look at it. That promise isn't new. It's exactly the same one that spiritual traditions have been promising for centuries. Mental silence, dissolution of the ego, absolute peace, liberation from suffering. Your vice doesn't offer you pleasure. It offers you transcendence. In a cheap form, it offers you the chance to stop being yourself for a while. And of course, you accept. You always accept, because the desire to escape from yourself is much stronger than any rule you've set for yourself. Much stronger than your Monday morning discipline. The problem comes afterwards, always afterwards, when you wake up, when the effect wears off and reality returns, but heavier than before, more raw, more uncomfortable, and then she appears. Guilt, that voice that forgives nothing, that calls you weak, inconsistent, fake, that reminds you of everything you promised, that you broke, you punish yourself, you judge yourself. You make promises to yourself you know you won't keep. And here's the twist they haven't told you about. You're judging yourself with the wrong framework. You're not failing because of a lack of morals. You're failing because of something much deeper. You're trying to fill something infinite with finite things. Alcohol, screens, substances, distractions, people you know aren't good for you. And yet you keep going. All of that is limited, and what you're trying to satisfy isn't. That's why it's never enough. That's why the effect lasts minutes, hours if you're lucky, and then it disappears. And it leaves you worse than before, emptier, more tired, more exposed. That pain you feel afterward isn't just regret, it's something more raw. It's your soul realizing it fell into the same trap again, that once more it tried to quench its thirst with something that only makes it worse. It's like drinking salt water in the middle of the desert. For a second, it seems like it helps, but it destroys you from the inside. Understand this well. Your addiction isn't proof that you're broken. It's proof that you're desperate to find something real, something that pulls you out of this emptiness, something that feels sacred. Even if it's just for a moment, and now comes the biggest lie they've ever sold you. Since you were little, they taught you to be afraid of your demons, to avoid them, to repress them, to hide them as if they were the enemy. They told you that the danger was getting lost in them, falling, becoming addicted, being rejected, turning into what nobody wants to be. They made you fear failure, judgment, and isolation. But Friedrich Nietzsche saw something that most people don't want to see: the real.
Peligro no es caer.
Hell is sin. It's not even hitting rock bottom. The real hell is something else. And he called it the last man. Pay attention, because this isn't just theory. It's the model they're pushing you toward without you even realizing it. The last man. That's the silent ideal of modern society. Who is he? Someone who no longer burns inside, someone tamed without conflict, without fire, without discomfort. A being who gave up intensity, risk, the ambition for something great in exchange for one thing: comfort. The last man doesn't want to conquer anything. He doesn't want to understand the universe. He doesn't want to lose himself or find himself. He just wants nothing to hurt. Perfect temperature, constant distraction, easy food, safe opinions, a life without friction. And he calls that happiness. Friedrich Nietzsche described it with a brutal image. We have invented happiness, and it blinks. Because it no longer has the energy to hate or to love, not even to stoop that low. It doesn't even have demons anymore. It's lukewarm, harmless, proper, applauded, perfect for a world that rewards silent mediocrity. Look around you, on the subway, at work, on social media, the phone, and they're just passing by. They don't even make anyone uncomfortable, and they never break a rule. Yes, they got rid of the monster, but they also took the soul away. Their eyes don't shine. They're not alive. They're on pause. And here comes the uncomfortable part. That thing you hate about yourself, that habit that haunts you, that dark part you try to hide, is the only thing that keeps you from becoming that. Your vice. No matter how destructive it is, it's still a sign that something inside you refuses to die. That guilt that burns you, that internal struggle that doesn't let you rest, that chaos that breaks you inside, that's life. Because where there is conflict, there is energy. Where there is war, there is something that still matters. Modern spirituality, that clean, perfect, and rather superficial version, tells you to eliminate the darkness, to smile, to repeat nice phrases, to meditate so you don't feel. Basically to make yourself harmless, but human beings don't work that way. Carl Jung made it clear, you can't grow toward the light if you don't dare to root yourself in the darkness. A tree without deep roots can't withstand anything. And your most chaotic moments, your relapses, those nights when you lose love, they're not just mistakes, they're signs. Your system is screaming that it won't accept living numb, that your energy is too intense, too wild to fit into a flat life. It would rather destroy everything than slowly fade away. And even though it sounds harsh, the one who fights, falls, and questions himself is much closer to finding meaning than the one who never doubted anything, because at least he's searching. That's why your task isn't to eliminate that darkness. That would be like tearing out an essential part of yourself. Your task is to understand it, listen to it, figure out what it's trying to tell you. And if you've made it this far, there's a question that's already burning inside you. So, what do I do? If all of this is a desert and your vice is just a mirage that poisons you, where is what's real? Where is something that actually works? The answer isn't in repressing yourself. It never has been. Because what you repress builds up, and what builds up eventually explodes. History is full of examples: forced purity, forced discipline, extreme control, and behind it, even worse monsters waiting for their turn. It's not about crushing the impulse, it's about transforming it. That's where something much more interesting comes in: inner alchemy. Alchemists didn't destroy lead, they turned it into gold. And you have to do the same. That impulse that dominates you today, that energy that seems chaotic and self-destructive, is the same one that, if properly channeled, can create something extraordinary. You don't need less intensity, you need direction to transform that fire into something that builds instead of burning you. And to do that, you need to rebuild yourself from within. 3 pillars, not pretty theory, but real practice. First, radical acceptance. The starting point is to stop hating yourself, to stop seeing your shadow as an external enemy. It's not something that possessed you, it's part of your own energy. Friedrich Nietzsche called it amor fati, loving your fate and transforming your destiny. But not just what you like, also what makes you uncomfortable, what embarrasses you, what you hide, everything. Because that darkness is not a mistake, it's raw material. It means accepting everything, every scar, every uncomfortable impulse, every fall you'd rather erase. The next time that desire shows up at 3 a.m., don't run away. Don't go into "I have to be strong" mode. Don't start punishing yourself ahead of time. Do something different. Stop, sit in silence in the dark, close your eyes and feel. And feel how that urge lights up in your chest. Don't label it, don't judge it, don't disguise it. Look at it head on, because what you feel is not weakness, it's energy, raw, intense, alive. And there, at that point, speak to yourself clearly, without any drama. I see you, I know what you want, I know you're looking for something bigger, something that will lift this weight off you. But I'm not going to poison you again. I recognize your strength, but I'm in charge here. When you stop running, when you take away the shame and the fear, that urge loses power much more than you can imagine. Second pillar. Stop living by borrowed values. Your emptiness didn't appear by chance. It's there because you've spent years following rules that aren't yours, ideas of success that you didn't choose, goals you inherited without questioning them. Family, system, marketing, culture, all of that was handed to you. And your soul knows, so it doesn't connect. Friedrich Nietzsche put it bluntly: if you want to be free, you have to break the inherited rules and create your own. There's no shortcut here. You need something that truly belongs to you. A purpose that hurts you, that demands something of you, that cuts through you. Something so intense that your old escapes start to seem mediocre to you. Because it's not about saying no to a vice. That doesn't work. It's about finding a yes so big that it eclipses it. It could be creating something powerful. Pursue a truth that obsesses you. Build a body and a mind that command respect. Protect your loved ones as if it's the only thing that matters. It doesn't matter what it is, but it has to be real. It has to burn inside you. Your task is to give birth to something of your own, something that justifies the chaos you carry inside. And that kind of fire doesn't go out on a screen. It's forged. Third pillar. Don't kill Dionysus. Tame him. You're not made for a flat life. If you try to extinguish your intensity, you'll wither. Pause for a second. Breathe. And tell me something. How many times in your life have you made it this far with something? Have you ever felt uncomfortable to the point where you can't look away anymore? Very few times, right? Then comment on this. I didn't leave when it hurt the most. Because that says more about you than any discipline, any habit, or any pretty words. Strong people are not the ones who never fall. They're the ones who have the courage to stay when everything inside them wants to run away. And you stayed. So stop trying to find calm in everything. Seek intensity, but with direction. Invite chaos, yes, but give it structure. Don't let your discipline smother your energy. Let it channel it. If you need to lose yourself, do it, but in something that lifts you up. Lose yourself in nature until it overwhelms you. Lose yourself in writing until you no longer recognize yourself. Lose yourself learning, creating, building something that forces you to go further.
Si necesitas desconectar,
Disconnect, but towards something higher. Read. Think. Question. Break your own mental limits, and when you love, do it without holding back, with intensity, with risk, with everything you've got. Take that same obsessive energy you used to use to destroy yourself and use it to create. Grab your demon and put it to work for you. Make it pull the cart, make it build, because that's the only real way to redemption. And now, you've reached the end. The veil's gone now. For years, you've hated that part of yourself that didn't fit in. You hid it. You repressed it. You tried to eliminate it without realizing something crucial. What you called a monster was the most alive part of you. It was your spirit trapped, pounding from the inside because it couldn't stand the life you were living. Your vice was never the problem. It was the signal, a broken compass, pointing toward a truth you didn't want to see. You were dying of thirst. But now you can't pretend not to see anymore. You understand what's happening now, and that changes the rules of the game. From now on, every time you fall, you won't be able to say, I couldn't control it, or I had no choice. You're going to know exactly what you're doing. You're going to know that you're choosing the easy way, at the very moment your soul is asking you for something real, something bigger. The decision, as always, is yours. No one can make it for you. And yes, it's heavy. It's very heavy, because it's the weight of being aware. But if all of this sparked something inside you, even if it's just a small spark, don't put it out. Don't go back to sleep.